And good afternoon, or really good evening, everyone. Thrift Barringer here live from Jacksonville State University as we are here live for the Glenwood Gordo 3A State Championship game, and it's game number 2 here at Rudy Abbott Field. Best of 3 series. Glenwood comes in, the number 2 team in the entire state, beat number 1 Prattville in the semifinals last week, takes on Gordo, who beat number 3 Winfield last week in the semifinals. In game 1 yesterday, Richard Holdridge was on the call. Glenwood had an incredible comeback as they were able to bounce back down 4-1, score 2 runs in the 6th, and then 4 in the 7th to win 7-4. Carter Judah had the game-winning hit that gave Glenwood the lead 5-4, and then Levi Pender's triple added some insurance runs. Tyler Sykes threw a complete game, and what a performance by the Gators, able to come back and win that one in 7 innings. Glenwood will be the home team today in game 2, and if they lose game 3, they will be the visiting team. Who's on the mound? Mason McCrane. As Mason McCrane comes in as one of the top prospects in the entire state of Georgia, and the entire state of Alabama, as he is being looked at as potentially a Major League Baseball draft. Getting drafted there, he is a Auburn signing, going to Auburn next year. Glenwood 33-5. Mr. McCrane is 5-0. He has not had to pitch much this year because of the pitching depth Glenwood has. Besides 12-0, Campbell 10-1. You also got Reese Adam at 2-0, Nicholas Torres 2-1. And they can even use Levi Pender in some cases as well. Sykes stays undefeated and ends his baseball career here with the Gators at 12-0, a senior season with a 1.79 ERA. Mason McCrane and the games he has pitched has been unhittable. 0.33 ERA, and he's 5-0 on the season. It's McCrane, and he will be taken on from Gordo. Driver, who is their starting pitcher. Gordo out of Gordo, Alabama, as Richard mentioned yesterday.
Fans, please don't forget to work with you on the home. You get the more
John Carter, driver, will be on the mound today for the Gordo Relay. We are only audio. You'll be able to see the scoreboard, who's up to bat, the name, how many outs, how many runs have been scored, but that's it. It's radio-style broadcast, and we are brought to you by several key contributors. I first want to say thank you again to Chuck Hall. Thank you again to Margaret Moss, who helped facilitate these sponsors to make this broadcast possible. Bowden Realty, Superior Roofing, Cody Dykes, 2008 graduate of Glenwood, won a state championship. He's cheering on these Gators to do something historic in year 1 of the ASHAA. We got Jeff Henry, another Glenwood graduate. He's cheering on these Gators from River City Pest Control. Thank you to them. Also, thank you to Graham Legal Firm. Greg Graham, his wife Julie Graham, who's a principal, longtime principal and been in administration for Glenwood since I was in school, and their kids graduated from there, including their daughter, who played in the golf state finals this past week. So thank you to them. And, of course, the Glenwood Alumni Association, Chip Corley, Chuck Hall, Angie Idell, and the entire Glenwood alumni. Thank you for making, again, this possible. And, of course, our year-long sponsors like Zaxby's, Alabama Power, Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Gordy Eye Care, Pepsi, Alex Quinney Allstate Agency, and State Farm, Carroll Purdue. AHSAA sportsman guidelines are be positive. Be cognizant that you represent both participating schools. As we are here broadcasting this game. So, again, thank you to the AHSAA for what they do. The AHSAA reminds fans that we all play a role in enjoying high school sports, be a role model, and display good sportsmanship all times. Gators are the home team. They run out on the field, and they're wearing my favorite jerseys of theirs, which is the white with orange pinstripes and the orange trim and number and lettering. McCrane is on the mound. Hudson Campbell playing right field. Center field is Asher Long, but DHing for him is Andrew Wilkinson. KP Andrews is playing catcher. Kyle Lawrence shortstop. Levi Pender third base. Carter Judah first base. Matt Blair left field, and Logan Henderson are all starting here today. 7-4 was your score yesterday. We are in for a treat as that one went down to the wire. I expect this one to as well, but to be able to throw a Mason McCrane out in day 2 when most people, he would be a day 1 starter, but that's how deep this Glenwood rotation is. McCrane trying to settle his nerves, and we are about to be underway here from Jacksonville State. Gators and the Green Wave. Glenwood, in their first season of the AHSAA, trying to win a state championship in 3A classification. I'll talk about more of the storylines of that throughout the game, but it's time to play some baseball. McCrane's first pitch is outside for ball 1. Up the bat right now is Jace Neal, the starting center fielder for the Green Wave. Jace yesterday went 1 for 4 with a strikeout. And check swings for strike 1. Good pitch from the left-handed McCrane. Mason McCrane. If you don't know him, you better know him. He's one of the best players in the Southeast, and it'd be hard to find me 5 better players in the state of Alabama, as that one's just a bit outside and high. What great support from both teams. There is not an empty seat in this building. We got Glenwood and Gordo fans alike here to celebrate what could potentially be a state championship for either team. And that one is fouled back. Glenwood is up 1-0 in the series. Neal, 2-2 pitch from McCrane. Delivers, and that one pulls Andrews a bit outside. It's a full count now for Jace Neal. I want to say thank you to Ron Ingram, the AHSAA, and of course Jacksonville State. They got us in a beautiful setup here. One of the suites could not be more perfect. Got a little air conditioning on our necks, and what is a hot May afternoon. And that's ball 4 and a leadoff walk for Jace Neal. And Levi Brook, the third baseman, will now come up to bat. Levi yesterday Levi Brook 1 for 4 yesterday. Did not score a run and got on in an error, so he got on base twice, but only 1 hit. Trying to put a bunt down, not able to, and again, that's another ball from Mason McCrane. McCrane, the senior all-sport athlete, one of the greatest athletes that's ever going to don the Glenwood Gator uniforms, no matter the sport, basketball, football, or baseball. And that one makes it 2-0. McCrane having a tough time finding the strike zone here early on. McCrane. 2-0 pitch to Levi Brook, and there goes Neal. Throw down by Andrews, and he's about 4 steps short with that throw. Neal was in easily, and that's going to be a stolen base for Neal. He'll go to second, and the count's 2-1. That was a strike to Levi Brook. Umpire will put it back in play. 2-1 pitch to McCrane. Neal getting a sizable lead over at second. McCrane looks at him. Lawrence starts to sneak up behind Neal, and Neal takes off back to the base. McCrane. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And he throws it right by Levi Brook. 2-2 now the count. And there goes Neal, and it's fouled back. Neal took off the third. Very well coached team is Gordo. Jonathan Pate is the head coach. They've won state championships first time. Last time they made it was back in 2017. Finished second in the region this past year. They're 32-18 after yesterday's loss. 2-2 from McCrane. And that is a ball. I thought by the way of the reaction of the umpire that he was about to say strike. I don't know how bad that missed on the outside. Full count to Levi Brook. Brook. And Neal takes off. That's ball 4, and now runners are on the corners with no outs here to start the top of the first. So Neal steals second and third. And Noah McDaniel and Coach Fanning needs time. He knows McCrane is doesn't look settled. For someone that's a very calm player, right now a little worked up, and Coach Fanning knows, let me go ahead and get my star player settled down a little bit. So while time has been called, we'll say thank you again to our sponsors, like Bowden Realty. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Trust the name that's been opening doors since 1973. Bowden Realty. They're family-owned, proudly local, and it's been a premier boutique brokerage serving our community for over 50 years. Choose Bowden Realty. Choose family. Choose experience when making the biggest investment of your life. Thank you again to Margaret Moss and Bowden Realty for their sponsorship of the Glenwood State Championship Series. Up to bat now is Noah McDaniel, and McDaniel was 0 for 3 yesterday. 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. And that one's high. It's 1-0. Crane using a lot of pitches here in this inning, this start. And still no outs. McCrane. That one's low for ball 2. With McCrane pitching this one, Hudson Campbell will be your game 3 starter for the Gators if they have to go there, which we're hoping they won't. McCrane trying to get a strike here, and does. Nope. They're going to say ball 3. This strike zone of the umpire, he is making it known it is not very big, which I'm fine with as long as you're consistent both ways. 3-0 the count to McDaniel. There's finally a strike. 3-1, and which I'm surprised that Brooke, who's still on first base, has not taken off. There goes Brooke. Doesn't matter. It's a ball, and that's 3 straight walks for McCrane, and he's looking over at the bench for some sign of encouragement as he's walked the first 3 batters to start this one. And now Ford Hewitt will come up the bat. Hewitt playing right field in this game. The left-hander yesterday was 0 for 2. A lot of the runs did not come at the top of the order for Gordo or hits. They all came at the bottom of the order. As McCrane will throw his '18th pitch already McCrane has in this inning. Excuse me, 19. And the 20th pitch will be a strike, and it's 1-1 now to Ford Hewitt. Gordo, Green Wave, they're wearing their green vests. They have the Central Florida type gold. If you know what the Central Florida Knights look like, go look them up. That's the gold that they have. And there's strike 2. That will make it 1-2. Finally, McCrane ahead in the count on one of these Gordo Green Wave batters. McCrane. And strike 3, got him looking. And a massive strikeout for Mason McCrane. Wow. They needed that one. And there is out number 1 here in the first. And now Rainer Russell, who also went 0 for 3 yesterday, the shortstop. And now McCrane's starting to get in his comfort zone. There's strike 1. And there's strike 2. Good pitch from McCrane to Rainer Russell. Still bases loaded. 0-2 count to Rainer Russell. McCrane. Strike 3, swings and misses. McCrane's got 2 down. And the bases are still loaded. You got to think, if McCrane can get out of this without giving up a run, you talk about a momentum getter. 3 straight walks, no outs, and to battle back, he's got 2 down. And now Wes Pate will be up to bat. Wes Pate yesterday went 1 for 2, but scored 2 runs, and there's strike 1. McCrane is dealing now. Make that. Oh, nope, they're going to say that is ball one. That looked like definitely a strike, but they're going to say balls, 1-1. McCrane, West Pate, trying to get some runs in for the Green Wave, and he misses that one high and swung and missed. 2 strikes on Pate. You talking about firing up the Glenwood crowd? Let him get strike 3 right here. McCrane, 1-2 pitch on the way to Pate. And fouled back. Good piece of hitting by Pate to stay alive there. McCrane, strike 3, got him looking, and he comes off the mound fired up. So does the entire Glenwood bench. McCrane walks the first 3, strikes out the next 3, and gets out of the jam, not giving up a run. We're going to head to the bottom of the first. It's 0-0 here in game 2 of the 3A state championship game on Georgia-Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia-Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. And you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. Georgia-Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia-Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the Glenwood 3A State Championship Series against Gordo. Audio only on Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. I want to say thank you again to Bowden Realty, Graham Legal Firm, Riverside Pest Control. Kick those pests to the curb for good, whether it's ants in the kitchen, roaches in the walls, termites chewing through your peace of mind. Go to River City Pest Control. Thank you to Jeff Henry. Give them a call today to get a quote. I don't trust anyone getting rid of my bugs other than River City Pest Control. Also thank you to Graham Legal Firm, the Glenwood Alumni Association, and, of course, Superior Roofing. McCrane's going to lead it off after going 3 straight strikeouts to end that last half inning. John Parker Driver is going to be on the mound, and he's going to throw a ball to Mason McCrane. McCrane yesterday, when he was pitched to, he was intentionally walked twice, and the 2 times he did come up the bat and get the hit, and that one's hit high. Did he get all of it? No, as the center fielder will get up under it. McCrane tried to take it long. Chris Gates, my producer who's here, said, watch McCrane hit a bomb. He tried to, but kept it in the ballpark. Nice plays by the center fielder, and that is out number 1. Hudson Campbell will now be up to bat. Hudson yesterday, he went 0 for 3. And Campbell will take strike 1. And that one smoked. And is it going to be over the left fielder's head? And it is. That's a big-time hit by Hudson Campbell. Coach Fanning holds him at second. It's a one-out double. Hudson Campbell line drive that right over the left fielder's head, and that will be a double for Campbell as he yells out, "Let's go." And Carter Judah, he was a hero yesterday. He was 2 for 4 and none bigger than that single. He also scored a run in that 7th, but he had the 2 RBI single in the 7th that gave Glenwood the lead. Carter Judah on the season is batting .390 with 5 home runs and 45 RBIs. I forgot to say that Mason McCrane's got 15 home runs, 60 RBIs, and batting .478. And remember, he's getting recruited as a pitcher, as that one's going to be fouled towards me over the first base line. Judah takes a ball to make it 2-1. The sophomore, Kata Judah. Dad, Jason Judah, who's a great athlete in his own right. Judah is going to hit it right to the center fielder. All-speed pitch, had him out in front of it, and was a line drive, but just hit right to the center fielder, and there's going to be out number 2. And now Levi Pender, he hit the triple yesterday that scored 2 more runs, and he's going to be intentionally walked. They're not even going to – Coach Pate's not playing any games. He says, yeah, I'm not going to get beat again. I'll put you – if we got a free base, I'm putting you on, which means now Cal Lawrence will come up. And Cal yesterday was 0 for 4, so he's due for 1. And he will take strike 1. And getting underneath the tag, Pender, as Driver was trying to pick off Levi at first base. Driver pitch to Lawrence, just misses for ball 1. Because of Glenwood swinging the bat, Driver's not thrown many pitches. He's thrown half as many as McCrane did in that first inning. And Lawrence takes strike 2. It's 1-2 now to Lawrence. One-two to Lawrence. And that one's going to be popped up. I think it's going to be out of play, and it will be. Lawrence, 1-2 with 2 outs. And Lawrence again stays alive, pops it up. The catcher going to try to make a play and not able to. So Lawrence got a bat on it. Cal Lawrence on the season batting .340 with 3 home runs, none bigger than that one he hit, 3-run blast against Central, the first game of the season. And he smokes that one foul again. Lawrence still staying alive with 2 down. Campbell at second, Pender at first. Campbell got on with a double. Pender was intentionally walked. McCrane flew out to center, and Judah flew out to center in this inning. The shortstop, Lawrence. The 1-2 pitch from Driver is low to 2-2. Lawrence, who hit the bomb that was heard around Phoenix City in the Battle of Phoenix City. Glenwood and Central facing off for the first time this year. As that off-speed pitch is going to be a ball. And it is full count now to Cal Lawrence. KP Andrews is on deck. Runners go, and Lawrence again puts bat on ball, goes foul to stay alive. Great at bat here by Cal Lawrence. His time has been called. And Lawrence hits a hot shot off the glove of the shortstop. Waving around home is Campbell, but now there's going to be a rundown, but the second baseman bobbles the ball from Gordo, and there's going to be a run. I'm going to give that a hit from Lawrence. A hot shot to the shortstop, Rainer Russell, goes off of his glove into the outfield. Campbell comes in to score. Then they had Pender in a rundown, but the second baseman for Gordo bobbled it and allowed Pender to get to third. So now runners on the corners, and Glenwood goes up 1-0. RBI single now for Cal Lawrence. I told you he was due for one, and KP Andrews is up now. Andrews also was 0 for 3 yesterday. Driver to Andrews. Andrews takes ball 1. KP Andrews, the senior, does have a home run, 15 RBIs. He's got 15 hits on the season, batting .250. And Driver takes ball 2. Andrews, 3-0 to him now. And as I mentioned, I don't care about the tight strike zone as long as it's consistent. And the umpire's doing that so far. Because there's a couple of those thrown to Andrews that I thought probably were strikes. 3-0. And ball 4, bases are loaded now. And I wonder if Coach Pate's going to need time. And he will take time. And Andrew Wilkinson will be up to bat. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
My name is Sergeant Jason Swells, and this is my CVCC story. Class sizes were not too large. The professors in each class had time to talk. It was almost like a one-on-one experience. One of my daughters is a student at CVCC right now. She's going through the arts program. I've got another son who's right behind her who's about to graduate school, and he's already talking about going to CV, and he's ready for it. CVCC did prepare me for my career. They made sure you knew the subject before you walked out of the class, before you took the test. They dedicated 100% of themselves to it. It was a great experience, and I could say for anybody who's deciding or thinking about going into criminal justice, CVCC has got my vote all day long because they're on top of their game.
Trey Clarity just came in to pinch run for the catcher, Andrews. For those that are asking, this is audio only. If you want to watch the game, it's on NFHS, but I recommend you stay right here and listen to me, and we'll give you the scoreboard. We'll give you who's on base, who's up to bat, how many pitches have been thrown. I'll give you every information you need. You won't be able to see it, as AHSA does not allow us to stream, but we can bring you the audio version, and we're live on Facebook and YouTube. 1-0 here, Gators on top, 2 outs. And the guy they call Boudreaux, Andrew Wilkinson, the sophomore, is up. And the throw back to second base is a bad throw. Gets past the second baseman. That's going to bring in a run. Pender. Bad decision there by Driver. Trying to catch Lawrence off guard. Makes a bad throw. Again, a tough time by the second baseman for Gordo. That brings in a run, and it's 2-0 Glenwood. And now we have runners on second and third with Clarity, who's running for Andrews, and Kyle Lawrence on third for Andrew Wilkinson. And Wilkinson lines that, and it's caught by the diving attempt of Rainer Russell, or that would have probably scored 2 more runs, and Coach Fanning had to let Russell know that was a great play. But Glenwood leaves 2 stranded, but does score 2 runs. They lead 2-0 here in Game 2 of a best-of-3 on the AHSAA 3A State Championship Series here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. John Parker Driver is going to lead it off for the Gordo Green Wave. The pitcher, as McCrane throws that all-speed pitch that Driver swung and missed on. And you're starting to see the confidence growing for Mason McCrane. We're sharing a suite here with none other than the guy himself, Drew Pavon from WTVM. Watch the highlights later on News Leader 9. We also got Kevin Roble in the building, Chris's best friend from WRBL. First time in Jacksonville, Alabama. First time here at Jacksonville State, and I am very impressed with this field and the hospitality by the Jacksonville State people that accommodated us here to give us a space to call the game. As McCrane throws a pitch that driver fouled off himself, and it's 1-2 now. And that one goes right towards the Glenwood dugout, heads up. And a couple players had to duck so they didn't get their head taken off. And there's strike three. Got him looking, and driver can't believe it, but that's strikeout number 4 in a row for Mason McCrane. And Brody Crow will be up to bat now. Crow playing left field. Watches that one. And he'll watch that one. 2-0 now to Brody Crow. And there is strike 1. And make it strike 2. Good pitch there from the left-handed McCrane. We do have pro scouts here watching Mason in this series, and you're seeing why he is one of the best. And McCrane, strike 3. That's 5 Ks in a row. Another pitch that had the Gordo Green Wave looking. As Coach Pate's talking to his pitcher, and then you got McCrane and Andrews talking to each other. Colin Pate is now at the bat. And Colin Pate is 1 for 3 yesterday. He did score a run in his second at bat. As you can hear, some of the fans for Gordo not happy with the strike zone, and so far in this one from the home plate umpire. And there, fouls off is Pate, 0-1. And there's strike 2. Swing and a miss by Pate. McCrane, can he strike out the side? That one fouled back. And a little slow roller that will go foul. Pate doing a good job staying alive here against McCrane. For those that are just joining us, McCrane walked the first 3 batters in that first inning. Bases were loaded and struck out the next 3 to get out of the jam. And now he has struck out 2 more to start this one. That's 5 strikeouts in a row for the left-handed McCrane. And that one's off the end of the bat. McCrane will glove it, throw it to first. 1, 2, 3 inning. Gators go now to the bottom of the second. They lead 2-0 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
The left-hander, Matt Blair, will be up to bat now. Matt Blair yesterday went 1 for 2 with a double and also scored a run. Blair on the season has a home run with 25 RBIs and 277 as he takes ball 1 there from John Parker Driver. And there's strike 1. Good pitch there from Driver. And Blair is going to hit it right to the center fielder, Jace Neal, for out number 1. Neal's gotten his work in. That's his 3rd put out in 2 innings. And Logan Henderson, the senior, will now come up to bat for Glenwood. Logan yesterday walked and was 0 for 2, and he's batting .286 on the year. Glenwood leading 2-0. There is strike 1 to the left-handed Logan Henderson. McCrane is on deck. And that one's going to be popped up and out of play. Henderson watches that one for ball 2. And Henderson's going to pop that one straight up. And Ford Hewitt's going to make an easy catch for out number 2. So 2 down for Driver in the green wave, and McCrane will come up, who lined out to center field last inning. McCrane takes strike one. McCrane takes strike two. So 0-2 now to Mason McCrane. McCrane, that one just misses. They make it 1-2 now to Mason, who again batting .478, 15 jacks, 60 RBIs, both lead the team. And he also leads the team in hits. And McCrane will hit that one to the second baseman who was in the grass. That's how much they respect him. He was out in the outfield, and that will be a 1-2-3 inning for the Green Wave. Gators, though, still lead 2-0. We'll come back with more of the AHSA 3A state championship. Leadoff hitter Jay Steele will come up. He walked and got to third back in the first inning. Since then, McCrane has struck out 5 of the last 6 batters. He's been on a roll. And he'll take strike one to Neal as he check swings but goes across the plate. And that one's going to be hit to Lawrence. Lawrence dive in play, throws, and not in time. That will be a hit for Jace Neal. Good hustle from Neal. Lawrence tried to make a good play, but not able to. So leadoff single for Neal, and Levi Brook, who also walked that first inning, is now up to bat. And that one's popped up and out of play to Levi Brook. And they got him in a rundown, but then Judah makes a bad throw. It goes into the outfield. Neal took off and ran. McCrane didn't even make a pitch. Threw it to Judah. Judah had time, if he delivered a good throw to Lawrence, to get Neal out. But instead, bad throw, goes in the outfield. Neal's going to get a stolen base. McCrane try to do a pickoff move. McCrane's got an 0-1 count to Levi Brook. Brook trying to put a bunt down and misses. And Andrews does a good job finding the ball quickly. 0-2 now to Brook. And McCrane may have almost got Neal again, but didn't even throw it. Nobody was on the bag, or he would have had him. McCrane, and that one low for the first ball to Brook. One and two. McCrane, Neal goes, throw to third, not in time. Brook thought about swinging and doesn't, and it counts 2-2 with a runner on third, and again, no outs here to start the third. McCrane, 2-2 on Levi Brook, who walked again, doesn't have it at bat. McCrane misses that one, full count. And strike three, got him looking again, outside corner, and Brook goes down. Strikeout number 6 for McCrane. And Coach Pate is kind of livid at the strike zone, and he's had enough of it. One down here in the third. McCrane. Noah McDaniel, again, one of the 3 guys that walked in that first inning, takes ball 1. McCrane, the 1-0 count to Noah McDaniel. That one goes past the catcher. Neal's going to get in and score. And Neal steps on the plate aggressively, says, let's go, and tries to fire up McDaniel as he comes in with a single three stolen bases, or 2 stolen bases and a wild pitch. That one went past Andrews, and it's 2-0 count to McDaniels. Gordo makes it 2-1. And that one smoked down the line, base hit. And that one's going to be down the first base line out of the diving attempt from Judah. There is going to be a stand-up double for Noah McDaniel. So even if there wasn't a wild pitch, Neal would have scored anyway. And Ford Hewitt will come up, who struck out back in the first. The right fielder. And there's strike one. Oh and 1 to Ford Hewitt, excuse me. Make it 0 and 2. McCrane with an 0-2 to Ford Hewitt. McDaniel on second, and Hewitt fouls that one back to stay alive. It's 2-1 the score. Gators on top, scoring 2 there in the bottom of the first. McCrane had struck out and retired 6 straight batters before Neal got on with a single to start this inning. He struck out Levi Brook, and then McDaniel just hit a double. Neal scored on a wild pitch, and it's 2-1. And there goes McDaniel, throw to third in time, and they're going to get him out by a mile. What a job by Andrews, and I can't believe McDaniel even tried to steal there. And Penders can't do nothing but smile. Andrews threw it, and he was 3-step. That ball was 3 steps in front before McDaniels could slide, and there's out 2. So 2 down and 1-2 count to Ford Hewitt. Strike 3, and that is strikeout number 7 for McCrane. Gordo does get a run. Glenwood needs to answer. They lead 2-1, heading the bottom of the third. It's the AHSAA 3A State Championship Series. Glenwood leads 1-0 in the series, 2-1 in this one. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia-Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. And you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia-Alabama Sports Live.
Hudson Campbell will lead it off. He got a double back in the first and scored a run. And he'll hit that one high and deep, and it's going to leave the ballpark. Would have been a home run if it stayed fair, but it doesn't. About 5 feet, maybe a little bit less than that from the foul pole, and that would have been a nice leadoff home run here in the third for Hudson Campbell. And Campbell's going to hit that to the shortstop. Russell's going to have to make a tough throw. And off the bounce. Nice job there by the first baseman, Noah McDaniel, for out number 1. Carter Judah flew out to center field. He'll come up the bat now. Gators started off the season against 7A Powerhouse Central, winning that. They also beat Smith Station. They beat Opelika. They've beaten a plethora of teams that they never got to face off because they were in the AISA. A lot of the detractors out there, as Judah fouls that one, was that Glenwood's got 23 state championships. Yeah, Coach Fanning's got 10 of them since he's been there. But who have they played? What league are they in? All those who have said that over the years have not said anything this past year, especially the way Glenwood has just been taking names and numbers for beating teams locally, as Judah's going to hit that one right on the run, though, and catching it is center fielder Jace Neal. I mean, he's a fantastic athlete out there. Judah flies out to him once more. That almost got down, and if it did, that would have been a double, maybe a triple. And Levi Pender, who Walton scored a run, is up to bat now. Levi batting .402. The only other hitter that's hitting above 400 other than McCrane is Levi Pender, who's going to Central Alabama Community College, or CAC, next year. Starting quarterback. Starter on the basketball team, him, McCrane, and Sykes. And he, again, is going to fly out to Neal in a 1-2-3 inning for Driver. And Glenwood still leads 2-1. We're going to go to the top of the fourth here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back, everyone. Rainier Russell will lead it off. He struck out back in the first. McCrane, who's already got 62 pitches here, and we're just in the fourth inning. He's thrown a lot of pitches. He does have 7 strikeouts, and he's given up 2 hits and 1 run in 3 innings of work so far. And that one is going to be a high bouncer to Lawrence. He'll throw on the run for out number 1. The play there by Lawrence. This goes over the head. High bouncer McCrane. Lawrence makes the play. 1 down. Want to say thank you again to all our sponsors, including Superior Roofing. Cody Dykes, graduate of Glenwood, huge supporter of the Gators. And looking for a roof that stands the test of time, then call Superior Roofing. Whether it's storm damage, full roof replacement, or a leak that won't quit, Superior Roofing will have you covered. Residential, commercial, there's not a job too big or too small. They'll give free inspections right now. Why settle for average when you can go Superior? Give them a call today. Also, for the Glenwood Alumni Association, they have their Hall of Fame, which I'm excited about, coming in September, the first Hall of Fame of Glenwood. And inductees include Lewis Colbert, Sammy Howard, Tim Hudson, Lisa McDonald, Bill Ferris, Mickey Tucker, and Denton Walker. That will be September 18th, 6 p.m. Individual tickets are $100. Message Allison Nicholson for more details, as that one's going to be outside for ball 1. It's 1-1 to West Pate. And West Pate is also struck out earlier today. They are looking for donations to make this possible. So please reach out to Chuck Hall at Chip Corley. You can reach out to Chuck Hall for ghsgatorsaa@gmail.com. And that's going to beam West Pate right on the leg. West Pate will walk it off and head over to first. And here comes the pitcher, John Parker Driver. That is ghsgatorsaa@gmail.com, or call Chuck Hall 706-577-1340, or Glenwood Alumni Association on Facebook for more information. Glad they were able to get this done. And, of course, thank you to Zaxby's, Judson Humphreys, another Glenwood alumni trying to watch the Gators pull off this historic championship win. Alabama Power, Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Gordy Eye Care, Buffalo Rock Pepsi, and 2 Glenwood supporters. Former Glenwood Alex Quinney, we're gonna have the Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game, and State Farm Carol Purdue. Runner on first, 1 down here in the top of the 4th. Glenwood leads 2-1. And that one is going to be hit and down for a base hit over Levi Pender. And that one's going to go into left field. Nice job getting it in quickly was Matt Blair. But now runners on first and second. Driver trying to help the calls out with a single, and runners on first and second with 1 down. And Brody Crow, who struck out in the second, will be up to bat. And trying to put a bunt down was Brody Crow, and it was outside. Is he able to pull it back? So they're trying to get that tying run, who's on second right now, in West Pate. And that one is fouled, and it hits the umpire in the chest plate. It goes off the helmet of Andrews, and that will make it 1-1. He was trying to bunt and was thrown too hard by McCrane. Ricocheted off the bat and went off the helmet of Andrews into the chest plate of the umpire, who seems fine. And that one is fouled. 1-2. To Crow. Low. 2-2. Crane's been able to get out of a jam once earlier back in the first when the bases were loaded with no outs and he struck out the side. Since then, a run was scored back in the third, and now 2 are on here in the fourth. And Crow watches ball 3, and the count is full. Colin Pate on deck, and then the top of the lineup for the Green Wave. Strike 3, got him looking. And there is another big-time strikeout for McCrane. 2 are down. How many times have I said strike 3, got him looking, as there's McCrane's 8th K of the game. And now Colin Pate, who grounded out to McCrane in the second, is up to bat. McCrane is at 73 pitches now on the night. Remember, I think they only go 125. And that one's inside for ball 1. Thrift Barringer here on the call. Glenwood leads the series 1-0. If they win this, they would be your AHSAA 3A state champion, the first year of the AHSAA. And I think we'll pretty much solidify for those detractors out there. That one's not fouled off. They call it fair. I thought it hit Colin Pate, but does it? Good play there by Andrews, and McCrane leaves 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Gators still up 2-1 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Bottom of the fourth here of game 2. Cal Lawrence will lead it off. Lawrence, who had a single last inning that scored some runs. RBI for him. Scored a run. And takes ball 1 from Driver. And there's ball 2. Coach Fanning trying to get state championship, if I am correct, which I don't have to guess. Number 10. Glenwood's won state championships 2005, 7, 9, 10, 11, 14, 16, 17, 23, and 2024 10 under Coach Fanning. And 24 in all for the school. And people still are questioning how great this program is. 3-1 count to Lawrence. They won't be questioning them after this year, even though I don't think they needed this to solidify as one of the best programs in the state of Alabama and the Southeast. But now no one will have anything to say as Lawrence will lead it off with a walk. KP Andrews, who walked last time, is up to bat. KP Andrews with the leadoff walk to Lawrence. Good bunt by Andrews. Lawrence is going to move over to second. Andrews will be out on the fielder's choice, but it did exactly what he needed to be done. And that is move the runner over, trying to add some insurance runs here for the Gators and for McCrane specifically. And now the DH, Andrew Wilkinson, will be up to bat. And Wilkinson makes it 2-0 now. Driver, there's strike one to Wilkinson, who lined out to short back in the first. That would have scored 2 more runs. It was a great play by Rainier Russell. And that one's going to be lined in. Base hit. Goes between the center fielder, Neal, and the right fielder. Here comes Lawrence, and it's 3-1 Gators. Andrew Wilkinson delivers a hit. And the Gators add another run to go up by 2. Able to turn on that one and hit it right between Jace Neal and Ford Hewitt of the Green Wave. Driver does not have a strikeout in this game. And he'll take ball 1. For Mac Blair. It flew out to center, and that one gets past the diving attempt of the third baseman. And Coach Fanning's waving Boudreaux to third. He slides in safely. And Blair goes to second. Brooke tried to get a play on it, not able to, and runners are at second and third with one out here in the bottom of the 4th. And the bats are starting to come alive for the Gators. And we're going to see action in the bullpen. Taylor for Gordo Green Wave. as Logan Henderson, who flat out to right field, is up the bat with one out. And they'll take ball one with McCrane up the bat. And, excuse me, on deck. And Henderson will take strike one there. One and one, the Logan Henderson. Low 2-1. Sun is starting to go behind the clouds. Beautiful day here. Just under 80 degrees. Could not ask for better weather. And that one's going to be lined in for a base hit to left field. One run's going to score. Here comes Blair for 2 runs. And it gets past the left fielder. And this could be an inside the park home run. But Coach Fanning's going to hold him at third. And there's a triple for Logan Henderson. And Glenwood makes it 5-1. Logan Henderson, the senior, delivers a huge opposite way hit. Wasn't hit very hard, but hit in the right place, and it goes past Brody Crow out in left field, and it's 5-1. Gators are on top, still only one out, and Mason McCrane is on up the bat, and Coach Pate's talking with Driver, and I'm wondering if he's just wasting time to allow his Taylor, who's in the bullpen, some opportunities to throw some warm-up pitches for coming out here. And this is the difference between most teams, and which is why I've said all year long Glenwood's number one in our area, which is why I said all year long Glenwood probably could win any classification in Alabama. I'm being honest. Any classification, I'd say they could take anybody to 3 games and win the state championship. The reason being is because most teams don't have a Mason McCrane they're throwing out there for game 2. They don't have a Hudson Campbell who's 10-1 with a 1 ERA. And because of that, you're seeing now most teams want high-scoring games because they don't have elite pitching. For Glenwood, they only need a few runs, and now they already got 5 for the pitcher McCrane, and he'll come up trying to help his cause, in which I'm surprised they're not intentionally walking him. And McCrane will take ball 1. And that makes it 2-0. High again. Two and 0 count to McCrane. Logan Henderson on third. And McCrane got all of that one. No. Neal's going to make the play, but Henderson's going to come in and score, and McCrane thought he had it. And it took Neal to the warning track. But a run does score off the sacrifice fly. And Glenwood has batted around this inning. Campbell will now be up, who's grounded out to the shortstop to start this inning. Excuse me. Cal Lawrence started this inning. I'd mess up my scorebook. And that's going to be lined right to Crow is Campbell. But not before the damage was done. Glenwood puts 4 more on the board. They lead 6-1. Glenwood's 9 outs away from being state champions. We'll be right back after this here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Just struck out his eighth. Down.
Sorry, everyone. You don't have a lot of time between innings to be able to use the restroom, but McCrane struck out number 8, Jace Neal, who had come in 1 for 1 and got on base both times. Struck out Levi Brook. Jace Neal got out.
Regular.
So he struck out Brook. That's 2 down here in the top of the 5th.
85 pitches.
That's Asher McCrane's 9th strikeout now.
Nice. Excuse me.
That one goes way over the head of Andrews and the Noah McDaniel, who's up and is 1 for 1 with a double. He was caught stealing, though, back in the 3rd. And that one in the dirt, 2-1.
3-1.
Excuse me, 3-1 now. And that one is going to be down for a base hit. McDaniel's going to get another double. He's done a great job at hitting off of McCrane. It may be a triple, and the ball still is not in yet. He hit it in the perfect place as it went all the way to the corner, and the hands are up there of the right fielder, Hudson Campbell, saying that that ball had went out of play and that should have been a ground rule double. And I don't know how the umpire didn't see that. There's enough of them out there. You would have thought they would have saw that. And I think they are going to say ground rule double. Oh, they're not. So he's going to stay at 3rd. So that's going to be a triple for Noah McDaniel here with 2 outs. Two outs here. Ford Hewitt, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. They get 0-1. And that one's going to get past Andrews to make it 1-1. And that makes it 2-1. And swing and a miss, strike two. All-speed pitch at him, swing and a miss, and is Hewitt. Two and two. High, 3-2. Full count. And that will be a 2-out walk. Runners will be on the corners. And Ford will get on. And now here comes Rainier Russell, who's also 0 for 2 with 1 strikeout. And Coach Fanning calls time. McCrane's got 94 pitches. Coach Fanning's going to leave him in, just some words of encouragement. The Gordo fans are trying to fire up their crowd as Rainier Russell trying to get some much needed runs for Gordo. McCrane will throw it outside, ball 1. One and 0 to Rainier Russell. And that one's fouled off of it, make it 1-1. First and third, 2 down. Gordo has 1 run, 4 hits, and they've given up 3 errors. Glenwood has 6 runs on 5 hits. That one just misses, 2-1. And swing and a miss, strike two. 2-2. Another all-speed pitch there from McCrane, who has a plethora of pitches, but obviously likes the overpowering fastball. Two and two. And that one almost took the head off of a Glenwood Gator in the dugout. No net there. There is a net, so it doesn't get to the actual fans, but the dugout is wide open, and that one was smoked right at a couple Glenwood players. Glad nobody was hurt there. Deuce is wild. And again, fouled back, Rainier. Two. Runner goes, and again, fouling it and staying alive. Still 2-2. To Rainier Russell, the shortstop from Gordo. And swing and a miss. Strike three. Two runners left stranded. McCrane does it again. Strikeout number 10. And Gators are dominating. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Glenwood leads by 5. Welcome back, everyone. Carter Judah is going to lead it off, who is 0 for 2 and takes ball 1. Thank you to Bowden Realty and Margaret Moss. Bowden Realty's trusted name that's been opening doors since 1973. When it comes to your biggest investment, choose experience, choose family, choose Bowden Realty. And that one is a hard hit ball to the third baseman. Throw over to first in time for out number 1. Carter Judah now is 0 for 3 on the day. Also, thank you to Superior Roofing. Cody Dykes, great Glenwood catcher, played college baseball as well. Owns Superior Roofing. Looking for a roof that stands the test of time, whether storm damage, full roof replacement, or just a leak that won't quit, Superior Roofing has you covered. They got years of experience. There's no job too big or too small as Levi Pender takes strike one. Get a free inspection today, and so why settle for average when you can go Superior? Thank you to Superior Roofing. There is ball one. Thank you to Jeff Henry. Talking about an athlete, one of the best athletes in Glenwood. Jeff Henry, River City Pest Control, for their support of Glenwood Athletics. Tired of uninvited guests calling through your home? They look no farther than River City Pest Control and Phoenix City is their strike two. Locally owned, family operated, 100% committed to protecting your home or business with safe, effective, and affordable pest control services. Don't wait until pests take over. Give River City Pest Control a call today. That one's bobbled by Russell. He's going to throw to first on the bounce. And nice catch and pick there by Noah McDaniel for out number 2. And Kyle Lawrence will be up to bat. Lawrence is 1 for 1 with a walk and a scored run last inning. Thank you to Greg Graham and Graham Legal Firm. Whether you're facing divorce, personal injury, criminal charges, or custody battle, Graham Legal Firm brings experience, determination, and personalized attention to your case. Thank you to Graham Legal Firm. Give them a call right now. Thank you to Mr. Greg, obviously his wife Julie Graham, who's been at Glenwood for a long time and one of the best principals around. Done a great job helping lead this school as Lawrence tattoos that one, and it's going to get in for a base hit off the left field wall, and Lawrence is 2 for 2. I told you he was due. He was 0 for yesterday. He's 2 for 2 today, and there is a 2-out double for Kyle Lawrence. And, of course, thank you to the Glenwood Alumni Association. September 18th, that's when the Glenwood alumni are going to do their Hall of Fame, and there's quite a few names on that list. And KP Andrews will come up the bat. As that includes as that pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Lewis Colbert, Sammy Howard, Tim Hudson, Lisa McDonald, Bill Ferris, Mickey Tucker, and Denton Walker. September 18th, 6 p.m. Tickets are $100. Will be at the Green Island Country Club. Message Chuck Hall for details. They're looking for donations, and they need your help raising money to give the best Hall of Fame they can, as that one's high. KP Andrews is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. You can message Chuck Hall at 706-577-1340 or email him at ghsgatorsaa@gmail.com. That is ghsgatorsaa@gmail.com. 2-1 now to Andrews. Thank you again to all those sponsors specifically that help make this broadcast possible. Thank you again to Chip Corley. Shout out to Mr. Chip. Also thank you to Chris Blackshear, State Representative Chris Blackshear. 2-1, and Driver, another throw back to second that's in the dirt. But this time, Renier Russell able to make sure it doesn't go past him. Thank you to Zaxby's, Judson Humphreys, Glenwood alum. Thank you to Alabama Power. Thank you to Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC. Thank you to Gordy Eye Care. Thank you to Buffalo Rock Pepsi. Thank you to Alex Quinney Allstate Agency and State Farm Carroll Purdue. All their sponsorship all year long. And there is strike 2, a swing and a miss by KP Andrews. And time has been called. Where Driver's about to make a pitch. And that one's popped up and fouled. 2-2 still to KP Andrews. And again, Andrews getting the bat on the ball to stay alive. And again, popped up and goes out of play. Andrews, great at bat for him to keep staying alive. KP Andrews with a 2-2 pitch to him, and that one's going to be past the diving attempt of Levi Brooke, the third baseman. Lawrence will be waved home, and diving in at second is Andrews getting underneath the tag. 7-1 Gators. How about KP Andrews? Coming up big with a 2-outs double. And that will be it for the pitcher. John Parker, driver. Andrew Wilkinson will be up the bat. We're going to get a pitching change and take a quick break. The Gators are feeling it right now. It's 7-1 here in Game 2 of the AHSAA State Championship. Andrew Wilkinson up the bat. Pitching change. Taylor is in the game now for Gordo. Wilkinson, that'll be strike 2. 0-2. And that one's in the dirt for a ball. Bounced like 5 feet in front of the plate. 1-2. And Wilkinson pops it up. Neal will get another put out. But Glenwood adds another run. They lead 7-1. They're 6 out away. We'll be right back after this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover these 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
Welcome back, everyone. 7-1's your score. And West Pate's up to bat. McCrane's still on the mound. West Pate is 0 for 1 on the day. And that one's low to make it 2-0. McCrane is at 104 pitches, so probably going to get through this inning. I don't know about the 7th. He can finish in at bat if he gets to 125, not an inning. That one outside, 3-0. But he can't waste pitches. He wants to try to finish this game and have a complete one. And that's going to be a leadoff walk for West Pate. And I think that's going to be it, Coach Fannings, at 106 pitches. And now his teammates are dapping him up. I think that is definitely going to be it for McCrane. And he's going to go 5 innings of work. 10 strikeouts, gave up 4 hits and only 1 run. What a performance by the senior Mason McCrane. And McCrane is going to go play first base, I think. As now his entire teammates will walk over to the bench and dap him up and get his other glove. And Judah, I think, will go to short. Lawrence will go to third. Henderson will be at second. And McCrane will be at first. And Levi Pender is going to be on the mound. Levi doesn't have a win this year. He's pitched in 6 games. He does have 2 saves, 8 innings pitched, and he has 14 strikeouts and has not given up a earned run all year. 0.00 earned run average. What a performance there by Mason McCrane. And I really respect Coach Fanning, who normally has him as a game 3, but thought this may not go 3, and gives McCrane an opportunity to pitch in front of some scouts. So he not only showcased his bat, he showcased his arm. And I would take this kid in a heartbeat. What an athlete. What a coach Coach Fanning is. Got into the Chattahoochee Valley Sports Hall of Fame this past year, guys, ladies and gentlemen. And much deserving. And he's trying to get state championship number 11. That is correct that I said that. 11. And they've come since 2005. He has won 11 state championships in over 20 years. He wins basically a state championship every other year. And sometimes, if you were to average it out back-to-back years, but he's trying to go for a second three-peat. Did it in 09, 10, and 11, trying to do it here in 23, 24, and 25. And that is popped up, and it's going to get down for a base hit. So now runners on first and second. That was a pop-up, but not a great reaction there by Campbell, and was a little short anyway, and he just let the hit go down, keep it in front of him. And now Brody Crow will come up with runners on first and second and no outs. Coach does not want to use Campbell for that game 3. Doesn't want to waste any pitches with him. And get 125 a week. Still has Nick Torres and Reese Adams as well available. And that one's fouled. You know, the conversation was why Glenwood make this move to the AHSA. Is something they've been wanting to do for many years, and they finally went through with it and got approved by the board. Thank you for the board members and board chairman Wes Hargrove that helped make the decision that moved Glenwood to the AHSA. And there is strike 2. Good pitch by Pender. The reason for the move was opportunities like this to not only showcase their talent to just the private schools, but to the entire state of Alabama. Being here at Jacksonville State in a new venue and putting everyone on notice is Glenwood's one of the top teams in the state and been one of the top programs in the state for 50 years now. And that one is going to be low 1-2 to Brody Crow. And that one just misses. Make it 2-2 to Crow. Levi Pender on the mound. McCrane is finished. 5 innings of work and 10 strikeouts, only giving up a 1 run off of 4 hits. And that one's going to be hit past the diving attempt of both Logan Henderson, who's at third, and Kyle Lawrence, who's at short. Judah's at second, so I got to mix up before earlier when Pender was warming up. And now the bases are loaded and no outs. First time bases have been loaded since the first inning, and McCrane struck out the side. And what was probably the biggest momentum changer of this game, started off in the first inning. McCrane walked 3 straight batters. Bases are loaded, no outs, and he struck out the next 3, and since then it's been all Glenwood. And Colin Pate's up with Jay Sneal, the top of the lineup, on deck. Who is 1 for 2. And that is a slow roller, and it's going to just bounce right in front of the plate, and Andrews is going to quickly gather it, tag home plate. There's force out number 1. Almost a swinging bunt. Didn't go far, and good play by Andrews to grab it and touch the plate for out number 1. Now Jace Neal is up. Neal. Low, ball one. And that one's fouled off, 1-1. Good pitch there by Pender. It's 7-1 Glenwood. Bases are loaded, one out here in the top of the 6th at Jacksonville State University. Rick Barringer on the call, audio only of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We've done the entire Glenwood playoff run, and even though we couldn't stream the actual game video-wise, I didn't want to give up an opportunity to call this game and be a part of what is an historic season here for Glenwood and the Gators and Coach Fanning. 1-1 to Jace Neal. And that pitch is in there. Curveball, strike 2. What a pitch by Levi Pender. Got him looking, froze him. So Neal's got 1 and 2 on him. Neal again scored a run back in the 3rd. And that one outside to make it 2-1. Two and two, excuse me. Pender. 2-2 pitch. Outside, we got a full count. Levi Brook on deck. Pender, and that one's reached out, and there's going to be an out number 2. McCrane almost dropped the ball, but doesn't. And that was kind of a slap. And they're going to say he's safe. Coach Fanning is livid. Can't believe it. McCrane's foot was still in the bag, but he was looking to see if he bobbled it, and it didn't come out of his glove. So wondering what the call is right now, because it was in his glove when he tagged the bag, but he kind of looked at it because he thought he bobbled it. And the umpire is now, because he kind of made him start second-guessing himself, but he didn't bobble the ball. He thought he did, and if he had bobbled the ball, his foot probably came off the bag, would have been safe. Now it's a meeting of minds with all the umpires right in front of the pitcher's mound. And he's out. Great job there by the umpires to make that call. The run does come in at 7-2. Runners are on second and third. And now Levi Brook will be up to bat. Brook, who was 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. That one's low in the dirt for ball 1. Make sure to listen tomorrow morning to the Sports Visions Morning Show. You can hear DJ Jones and I every weekday morning from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. We're going to talk about this and more. Sports Vision 92.1 FM, the only sports talk radio in a 100-mile radius of Columbus and East Alabama, Phoenix City. And there's strike 1 by Pender. We have Mr. College Football on today, Tony Barnhart. We've had incredible guests. No one lines them up better than DJ Jones, and I've been thankful to be a part of that. And we're about 4 months in on the morning show, and we are just rolling. So get your morning started with us. Sports Vision 92.1 FM, and there is, did he call a ball? Because he looked like he was about to wave strike, and he did, so it'll be 2-1. You can listen on 92.1. You can watch on Facebook and YouTube, Sports Vision Radio Show, and, of course, Apple and Spotify, the Sports Vision's morning show. It'll be uploaded immediately after the show, commercial-free. And that one's low again, 3-1. We actually had Coach Fanning on Tuesday. He talked about what this meant to him. You can go back and watch that interview, and I'm willing to bet we'll have him on again here in the near future if he can get this state championship win. And that almost hits the batter. Doesn't matter. That's ball 4, and the bases will go back loaded. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and Noah McDaniel, who has a triple and a double his last 2 at bats. He's gotten on base every time. He is 2 for 2 with a walk, a double, and a triple. He gets a triple here. You're going to hear a lot of exciting fans from the Gordo side. And high. One 0. And outside to make it 2-0. Two and 0 count to Noah McDaniel. And there's strike 1. Pender, and that one's a slow roll in. Levi, Logan Henderson, and Kyle Lawrence run right into each other. They are both trying to make a play on it. It's a slow roller, and they are both down, and Lawrence specifically in pain. A run's going to come in. Let's see if they're going to give him a hit on that. But Henderson was there, but no one called it, and they ran right into each other, knee on knee. Henderson is up, but Lawrence is not. So 2 runs have scored here in this inning for Gordo to make it 7-3. We hope Lawrence is okay. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Two outs, bases loaded, and Ford Hewitt will be up. Ford Hewitt is 0 for 2 with a walk last time he was up to bat with 2 strikeouts. Bases are loaded. Gordo's already put 2 runs here. And the top of the 6, it's 7-3. Glader's still on top. Pender And that one's going to be hit foul. By the way, Henderson and Lawrence are okay. So they're back out there, walked it off. We'll have the Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands player of the game immediately following it. May have two of them. Pender. And that all-speed pitch had him swinging and missing. He was a mile in front of it. Was Ford Hewitt. 0-2 the count. And that one fouled. Pender throwing some nasty all-speed pitches here to Ford Hewitt with an 0-2 count. 2 outs, bases loaded, top of the 6th. Pender. And that one's going to be lined right to the center fielder, ASHAA Long, for out number 3. Pender gets out of the jam, only gives up 2, and Gators lead 7-3. We're going to take a break. We got more coming up. Bottom of the 6th, Gators 3 outs away from being state champions.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
Mac Blair is going to lead it off for Glenwood, and Mac on today is 1 for 2. Flew out to center and hit a double and scored a run back in that 4-run 4th inning. Left-handed Taylor throws it outside. Glenwood leads 7-3. Gordo put 2 more on the board there. Barringer got out of a bases-loaded jam, only giving up 2. This one swing in the bat would have made this game very interesting. 2-0 count to Matt Blair. And there's going to be a leadoff walk to Matt Blair. And Logan Henderson, who's got a triple and a run scored, will come up to bat 1 for 1 on the day. It's been guys like Matt Blair, Logan Henderson, Andrew Wilkinson, who have all come up big. The top of the lineup, other than Campbell, even McCrane, who's 0 for 2. It's been the bottom of the lineup who's come up big, including this guy, Logan Henderson. Thrift Barringer here on the call. Like and subscribe to Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's the main way to watch all sports in East Alabama, West Central Georgia. That bunting attempt was put foul. Oh, 1. And that one makes it 1-1. Good eye there by Logan Henderson. Throw over to first, and diving back is Mac Blair. One and one. And good eye by Logan Henderson. Two, 1. And Henderson tries to put another bunt down. This time he watches it again go by, and ball 3. Henderson, ball 4, back-to-back walks, and McCrane will come up with no outs and runners on first and second. Coach Pate's going to call time, and I think he's going to go out and talk to Taylor. McCrane is 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice fly back in the 4th that scored that 4th run. And then that fly, I thought he hit a home run. And we're going to have a new pitcher. Taylor's going to come out. And now on the mound for Gordo will be Colin Pate. So while they warm up, we'll take a break. It's the bottom of the 6th. Runners on first and second, no outs. McCrane's up to bat, and the Gators lead 7-3.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
Welcome back, everybody. The lights still have not been turned on here. I think they are starting to turn them on now. McCrane will be up to bat. 6:55 local, 7:55 Eastern time for everybody that's listening at home. 6:55 local time here in Jacksonville. Colin Pate will be on the mound now for Gordo as runners on first and second, no outs, and Mason McCrane's up to bat. What could be his final at bat of his career for the Gators. Because if the Gators get 3 more outs, even if they don't score a run in this half inning, they're going to be state champions. And McCrane hits a high towering fly ball. Did he get all of it? And it is off the wall. That's going to bring in 1 run. That's going to bring Logan Henderson to a halt, and McCrane's going to end it with a double. Thought he hit a home run. It was tattooed, but just misses hitting a blast to the deepest part of the ballpark. Goes off the wall, and Mason gets a double. And Glenwood leads 8-3 now. What a career for Mason McCrane. And now Hudson Campbell will come up 1 for 3. That one's going to be a ball. And off the end of the bat, bobbles it as the pitcher, Pate, throws it high, and McDaniel has to catch it and then collect himself and tie the bag, but that will be out number 1. Neither runner moves. And Carter Judah will be up to bat now, who's 0 for 3 on the day. He was the hero yesterday in that incredible comeback by the Gators. Down 4-1. They scored 2 in the 6th to make it 4-3, and they scored 4 in the 7th. And Judah watches ball 1. Two 2-0 now to Carter Judah. Outside. 3-0. Ball 4, bases are loaded. And Levi Pender, who scored a run, but it's 0 for 2 with a walk. Don't forget, coming up Friday, we got GIAA playoffs, Brookstone hosting their series, and GIAA playoffs for soccer, as well as Pender lines that one down for a base hit right in front of the right fielder. Here comes 1 run because the runners thought they needed a tag. Only 1's going to come in, but it's 9-3 Gators on top. Wasn't hit hard, but hit in the right place. That's all that matters. It's a game of baseball for you. And Kyle Lawrence will be up. And Lawrence is 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored, a couple RBIs. He's been great. And Cameron Dawson will come in and pinch run for the pitcher now, Levi Pender. And there's strike 1. And that one's going to be popped up. Going to make a play on the run as a right fielder, and Will. McCrane thought about tagging, but doesn't. And good play by Ford Hewitt for out number 2. 2 gone, and KB Andrews, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Glenwood has added 2 runs of their own after giving up 2 this top half of the inning to extend it back to 6. And Andrews will take strike 1. Andrews lines it past McDaniel, the first baseman, for a base hit. 1 run in. Judah comes in standing up. That's 2 runs. Dawson goes to third. It's 11-3 Gators. How about KP Andrews on his senior last at bat of his career with back-to-back hits, a double back in the 5th, and a single there that brings in 2 runs. And they will bring in, and Trey Clarity will now run for KP Andrews. I'm so happy for these seniors. And we talk about Sykes, McCrane, and Pender, but Logan Henderson, KP Andrews, they have been absolutely sensational, man, all season long. And they've had incredible careers at Glenwood. Glenwood's put 4 more here in the 6th. He put 4 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 2 in the 1st. And if they actually score 2 more runs, it's a run rule. So if Wilkinson hits a bomb, we won't even have to go to the 7th. And Wilkinson's gonna line that over the first baseman's head. 1 run comes in. It's 12-3. That one, McDaniel obviously in. It goes just past the dirt. And that is gonna be another hit for Andrew Wilkinson. And that will be hit number 2 on the day for him. And now Matt Blair will hit again. He started this inning off with a walk and scored a run. And that's going to be outside. Glenwood leads this one 12-3, and it's a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Gators are 1 run away from run ruling Gordo in this game too, and being state champions. And that one's lined into the outfield, and Neal will make it on the run. If he didn't catch that, that'd have been the ball game. But the Gators put 5 more on the board. They're 3 outs away from making history here in Jacksonville, Alabama. Don't go anywhere. Gators can smell it. They lead by 9.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia-Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover these 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. And you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia-Alabama Sports Live.
they wouldn't win. We're back here, top of the 7th. We go. Pender and the Gators, 3 outs away. We'll have the Alex Quinney Allstate Good Hands player of the game. Pender start off with Rainier Russell, and he will throw strike 1. I want to shout out to Dudley Taylor, who's watching right now, who's another guy that won not 1 but 2 state championships at his time at Glenwood, a baseball player for Coach Fanning, and there's strike 2. A dynasty never graduates, and you're right about that, especially when you play for Coach Tim Fanning. I don't think there's been one graduating class that has not won a state championship in his time at Glenwood. At some point in their career at Glenwood, if they were there for at least 3 years, they won a state championship. That one fouled back, 0-2. Pender. That went high. But obviously Levi, not much stress like it was last inning when it was 7-3. Bases were loaded, and the Gators were trying to get out of a jam. Now they're up by 9, and there's strike 3. Check swing, got him. 1 down. Two more outs to go. And now Wes Pate will be up to bat. Count 2-0 to Wes Pate, who is 0 for 1 with 2 walks. That one fouled back. Two and 1, 3-1 now to Pate. Three-one pitch, and that will be a 1-out walk. That will go past Andrews. And John Parker Driver, who was the starting pitcher on the day, who was 2 for 2 and a run scored in this one. Excuse me, 2 for 3 with a strikeout. And now with 1 on and 1 out. That pitch in there for a strike. And that one lined and hit hard, almost fair, and that will be foul. Owing to the count. That one's going to be outside. 1-2 now. Make that 2-2. And check swing, did he get him? He did not. Goes down the first baseline, and he said he did not. Full count, the John Parker driver. And that one's going to be popped up. Campbell, nope. Judah calls off everyone, and there is out number 2. 2 gone. And Brody Crow could be the potential last out. Pender, swing and a miss, strike 1. Gators fans have been waiting this moment for a long time. The detractors will have nothing else to say now about how dominant this program has been. That's ball 1, trying to win it in the AHSAA in year 1 of the program. One and one. The Crow. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Two strikes, 2 outs. Pender. Low, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pender. Strike 3, and the Glenwood Gators finish off their historic first season in the AHSAA with a 3A state championship. And Coach Tim Fanning wins his 11th in his career. This is their 3rd in a row in 2 different leagues. What a performance by Mason McCrane. 12-3 is your final score. The seniors like KP Andrews and Logan Henderson had big-time hits. Lawrence was great. And the Gators win their 24th state championship in school history. History was made on the field of Jacksonville State University tonight. And now I can say what I've been wanting to say. If you don't believe this is one of the top programs in the state of Alabama and the Southeast, you don't know what you're talking about, and you don't get to talk high school baseball anymore. This team, this program has beaten teams from all over the Southeast in the last 20 years. In the last 50 years, I'd put them up with any of the best programs in the state of Alabama, and it's hard to find me another program that's got more state championship wins than these Gators. And I know for Coach Fanning, this is gratifying and solidifying him as one of the best coaches that this area in East Alabama, West Central Georgia has ever seen in the Chattahoochee Valley. Gators are your champions, 12-3. We will have a post-game interview that will be on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Make sure to stay on the Facebook page, but we are going to end the feed here in just a moment as Alex Quinney, All-State Good Hand Player of the game, 2 of them. I'm going to give it, actually to more, I'm going to give it to the entire senior class. From McCrane's 10 strikeout performance to the complete game yesterday, from Sykes to Kyle Lawrence, KP Andrews, Logan Henderson, all coming up huge. So proud of these Gators. They finished the season 34-5 and win their 3rd straight state championship, 11th in the last 20 years, and 25th overall in program history. Wow. Well, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. We'll have an interview that will be posted later with Coach Fanning and these Gators. They did it. They dominated. They conquered 3A, and they are your 2025 AHSAA 3A state champions. Great performance by Gordo to make it here, but the top dog has been Glenwood. From Thrift Barringer, Chris Gates, thank y'all so much for tuning in and listening here tonight. Thank you to the sponsors, Margaret Moss and Bowden Realty, Superior Roofing and Cody Dykes, River City Pest Control and Jeff Henry, Graham Legal Firm and Mr. Greg Graham, and the Glenwood Alumni Association, Chip Corley, Angie Idell, and Chuck Hall. Also thank you to Zaxby's, Judson Humphreys, Alabama Power, Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Gordy Eye Care, Pepsi, Alex Quinney, all safe, good hands, and State Farm, Carroll Purdue. As the Gators are going to get their trophy, and we'll see you next time here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Good night, everybody. Gators are your state champions.